Welcome to March of War HQ Studios, and here we are with our first game. You join us in the 500 worlds on Espandor as Angron, leading the World Eaters, push into Guilliman and the Ultramarines. The Dark Apostle has joined them, Erebus, down in there, doing his Erebus things. Not because I hadn't got enough points here, definitely. We've got 7,500 points of War of Lies. Some massive, massive terrain. And my opponent today will be Samuel Nash.
Hello.
So you join us at the end of turn 1 World Eaters, and the World Eaters surge forwards. The Rampagers with the Praetor run up towards the centre objective. The bikes go zipping up. Angron has sighted his brother and couldn't hold himself back. Just full send straight through the middle. There's a Land Raider with the Red Butchers in it following him up. We've got Jump Marines up onto the Build Assault Squads. They lost a guy. The Rampagers jumped up high onto this absolute monstrosity of a building. They lost a wound. We've got an Assault Squad jumped into this building on the flank. They lost a wound. We're killing ourselves proper World Eater style. Missile launchers are poised up high with a commanding view down into the centre of the battlefield. Erebus, the Dark Apostle, is sneaking about in the buildings, waiting to maybe throw some demons out there. The Predators moved up. Khan and his Rampagers have pushed out behind the Land Raider. Land Raider went full bore to get up the table. We've got tactical squads hanging out at the back in the Rhinos. One of the Sicarans came around the corner to draw a line down into some tactical marines. The other unit of bikes came whizzing up the centre. And the other javelin is pushing this flank. Here we are at the end of the first shooting phase. The World Eaters, with their bits of gun, managed to, with a random fluke shot, blow up a Land Raider, which blew up 6 inches and blew up most of it, half a tactical squad. I think we lost five out of that and another dude, didn't we? So that was a good one. We're moving down. We shot at the snipers up in the tower. They were all right. They made their leadership checks. We shot at the snipers that were there. They ran away. They're down there now. None of these guys shot because they all just ran up the middle. We had some fire flickered out towards the Land Raider. That all bounced. We had some fire from the heavy weapon team. The missile launchers, misses for a reason, managed to blow up a Vindicator and put a wound on the other one, did they?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. We had the other javelin threw some fire into the Dreadnought and it all bounced. My Sicaran shot at the levy, the very pretty levy with a really pretty flag on his head. And I'd forgot about their special reaction. So my Sicaran is now a flaming wreck after the Dreadnought returned fire and the heavy weapon team next to it returned fire. The bikes chatted a few shots into the autocannon teams, killed a couple of guys. Other than that, the only really exciting thing that then also happened in the shooting phase was Erebus. He breached the veil, throwing this orange rift portal out, and this unit of, the remains of this unit of demon brutes are within a 3-inch or 2-inch charge of the Marines at the end. However, because Guilliman gives his Marines all the gadgets, there was quite a lot of intercept fire. So he took 9 wounds off that squad of demon brutes, which was
squads and flamers.
Yeah, tactical squads and flamers was rather savage. So all in all, a good beginning. We will now do a quick charge and we'll join you after the. You can join us after the combat. So, with the only charge in turn 1 being the Demon Brutes, they made the charge into the Tactical Squad. They killed 7. The Tactical Squad killed 1 in return. The Tactical Squad broke and were lucky enough to get away, which is probably the worst possible turnout for the Demon Brutes, because the Demon Brutes are now stood in the middle of the Ultramarine lines, not tied up in combat.
Nice. Right, I'm doing the video. Hello, James.
Hello.
So, Dreadnoughts move forward. The Javelin reacted back. It is a clusterfuck over here.
Just
Plasma guys have jumped out. Salt Marines have jumped out. Lining up lots of shots. Leviathan has moved round. The autocannon team has stayed stationary. They've got good line of sight. Demons here are in a bit of a crossfire with the Flamers. They've got my Praetor with the Invictaris. The Land Raider is pushed up with the Cataphracti inside. There was a nasty little Erebus in there, but he's run away as usual. Some Assault Marines have moved up here. 4 died to the dangerous terrain, which is not great.
Obviously.
These guys are just here as a counterpunch still. We have the Volkite team sitting here with lots of rampages, as there's some reactions and they've all jumped in front of Roboute.
Angron saw his brother and there was no way he wasn't coming to get you.
Yep. And we've got some more but heavy flamers here that have jumped out this rhino to flame all this stuff that reacted. And then over here we've just pushed up everywhere, some jump packs up here, and we're ready to do some shooting. Right, we are back on Espandor after the Ultramarines shooting, and they have rolled their charges. So the Dreadnought charged up but just surged here. We had a lot of shooting. This Land Raider didn't blow up, but got wrecked, and the Red Butchers jumped out the side. We've had some charges with the jump dudes and some casualties from the Getting Hot. These autocannons have just been doing work up here, shooting away. These beasts got flamed and then they've got charged. The flamers didn't do much, but now they're getting hit by my Praetor and the Invictaris. There is a Predator no longer there. The charges have been made up here. And then really the real damage was over here. So the flamers shot the first unit of rampages with jump packs. It killed 2.
Killed 2, they popped their once per game reaction, so got them to feel no pain, and then they got to charge you.
And then my Volkite team, with +1 to hit from the Ultramarines Rite of War ability, and then the Master of Signals, shot into Angron's unit and killed 8 rampages.
Yes.
Which is kind of crazy. So that happened. We are in Retribution Strike for the Logos, so everything's got +1 weapon skill and -1 ballistic skill.
The grav gun left this grav here, didn't it?
Oh yeah, we did the grav plate here, so that's difficult and dangerous, and that's an immobilized Land Raider.
Yes.
So and that's
1 wound left.
but that's got some more Red Butchers in it, and there's still the bikes, and there's some Galvor back around this corner. These rampages and javelin. To be honest, this flank is relatively untouched for James and the World Eaters. Other than the Terminators made a charge into some jump pack guys here, because I have Fleet 2 up as army wide.
Yeah.
So that is the charge phase, and we'll get back to you after the fight phase. We come to you at the end of Ultramarines. It's only turn 1.
It's turn 1.
Turn 1. Their turn 1 fight phase. So we picked up the bikes on this flank. Around here, the Invictaris charged the demons. They did lose 2 of their number, but managed to clear them up with the Praetor. Then we go over to this flank. Up here, it was a draw in combat, so we're still engaged. And then we come round over to the rampages here, who are just quite easily cleared up.
Heavy flamer
yeah,
squad,
just picked them up. And then over here, my jump pack guys cleared out your Assault Marines.
Yep.
And then finally, my Terminators killed the majority of your jump pack squad.
Ran like hell.
And they've ran, and I've consolidated some on the other side of this ruin. And finally, we come to the centre, where we have Guilliman versus Angron in a big old murder fest.
Let's do this. Face me, brother! Angron's coming in now. Girly Bob is getting a good kick in. You were never the favourite.
He's accepted the challenge.
He's accepted the challenge. Here we go. 9 attacks, 3s. There's a couple of 1s and 2s. And then we get 3s again, but with a bit of shreddy. Oh, he needs it. Come on. We lost one.
No,
that is 5 wounds.
5. Oh, lost another one. 5 forearms. And I get to re-roll the first failed. Takes 3 wounds off Gilliman.
3 wounds. And the calm, precise strike back from Gilliman.
Oh,
Here
no,
we go.
He's raging as well.
No, he's not. He doesn't know how to rage.
On 5s, though. Hit you twice. Wounds
Stop trying to hit me and hit me!
2s.
Gets the 2 in there.
Brutal 2 as well.
Brutal 2.
You've only got 4 wounds, 4 saves. Is he going to strike him down in 1?
He better not do. I'm going to be... Oh, no! Drop dice don't count. No! No! He needs to get back up, doesn't he? Is that a thing?
No, he's just dead.
So, with the Primarch fallen, the World Eaters rage forwards. These rampagers with the Praetor rush across the barriers, eyeing up these Terminators. The enlisted Galvorbak push up the centre.
Sent to their death.
Not, they're going to give Girly Bob a good slapping. The Leviathan has pushed up the middle. The Red Butchers have got out of the Land Raider and managed to survive all of their dangerous terrain checks, which we will have to roll again when we charge. The bikes have scooted round, coming to sort of pressure this front. So these guys are actually right in under there, but I can't get my hand in under there. So they're up against the walls. They're denying charges and ready for next turn for jumping out and shredding face because somebody left a burning Land Raider in the way. Round here, the Red Butchers have pushed up, ready to jump on this tactical squad, this assault squad. The only other thing that I can't see very well was this squad of Rampagers have pushed round into the enemy deployment zone and are eyeing up some of these lovely targets around the back.
And Erebus.
Oh, and Erebus, of course. Erebus moved up to the wall, actually feeling a bit bold with his Terminator squad, coming to pressure these Terminator... Which Terminators? Oh, they got back in the Land Raider.
Yes. Cowardly
Terminator, Ultramarines running away. But that was the World Eaters movement phase turn 2. Turn 2! I can't believe Angron died in turn 1. I'm not happy about it. I'm going to froth and rage and roar and hopefully not die too horribly to the scummy Ultramarines. And after a fairly rapid shooting phase, the plasma doobry jobby shot through there. Gilliman's blending in quite well with the buildings with his base there. It's definitely like camouflage. He's like, oh, I've got a pillar that I'm stood behind. So he took another couple of wounds though. He's down to his last wound. The javelins managed to pick a couple more guys off in the building.
Thinned out the
Invictaris a little bit more. The bikes had lost their target because they cowardly got back in a vehicle. Turns out these are really good. These Sakaran Arcuses. I want some more of them. They're good. Better than I thought they were. And they're not indirect, which I thought they were. So, awesome. What else did we do? Javelin round here. Plinked a couple into the Leviathan. We blew up immobilised one of the Predators at the back. Other than that, not a massive shooting phase. The only thing that's left to do is for Erebus to throw out his Demon Portal of Doom. We'll be back once we've done that.
Fight phase now, you can say that afterwards.
Erebus has changed his mind. He's keeping his Warbeast dog jobby things in reserve, ready for a bit of counterpunch in a minute. So I've just come to do this charge of the Red Butchers into these Assault Marines and rolled it and started measuring it up and working it out. They made it in dead easy, but I may have first of all gone, oh, they've made it into combat with this first Ultramarine who's stood here, tied to a Chaos Star. Turns out, nope, that's not one of his unit. This is his unit here. That is the objective marker. They made the charge. Red Butchers are in for a little bit of fightage. So, at the end of the World Eater's charge phase, these Rampagers charge through into the Terminators, making it with a comfy margin for smashing error. Here, the Red Butchers made a good charge, and none of them died to the dangerous terrain, but one of them took a wound. The Dreadnought, the Leviathan Dreadnought, made a mega charge in, which we think must have disrupted the Gal Vorbak at the side, because the Gal Vorbak needed a 4 and obviously rolled like a double 1, so they were not happy to be in combat with a really, really angry World Eater's Leviathan alongside them. The Rampagers over the back made it into the tactical squad. They were overwatched and one died. And then, as discussed already, the Red Butchers made it into the assault squad. I believe that is all of our charges. So we will do the fight phase and we will be back shortly. Okay, in the World Eater's favourite phase, fight. We rampaged and Praetor into this unit. The Sergeant is left on 1 wound. He's down and out. We're down but not out. We're going to come to the big pit of fight in the middle in a minute. Over here, this squad of Rampagers smashed into that squad of Tacticals. They did 1 wound in return, but my Rite of War ignores the first wound. So that was useful. Over here, the Red Butchers went into the Assault Squad. The Assault Squad did 1 wound in return, and funnily enough, it saved me again on my 1 wound in return.
And then the Power Fist hit you and killed you.
And then the Power Fist hit me and did a wound, and killed me, so that was it. I remember, well remembered. Is that all the fights?
I think that's all the fights.
I think that is all the fights. We are on to the Murder Brawl. Right, so the big fight in the middle. We're starting off with the Invictaris. The Invictaris into the Red Butchers with 20 attacks.
Weapon skill 6, you count as weapon skill 3, so
I
2s.
do. 2s to hit. You don't get that very often.
2 miss.
2 misses.
Strength 4B, -1 to wound.
-1 to be wounded.
5. That's quite a few saves.
Okay. Right, so we have 8 go through, but I get to ignore my first damage, so that's cool. In fact, that's not my first damage. Do I roll the saves and then ignore
No,
the
this is just the first one that's put on you. First wound. It's first wound.
Is it first wound? Okay, all right
You
then.
just took another one out.
I haven't. That was this. I put it back in twice.
Oh, fuck off.
Woohoo! I'm still alive! So, we have the Levy. The Levy has 5 attacks with his loadout and 2 attacks for charging because he's a World Eater. And he hits on
5s.
5s. Awesome. Look at him go. He's not very... He's just really, really upset because of the loss of his Primarch. And then it's obviously 2s to wound because it's many.
Brutal 3 save on 1 Invictaris. Kills 1.
Got 1. Red Butchers hitting. We have 26 attacks with the power axes. We're hitting on 5 5s. That doesn't look great.
With hatred, though.
With hatred. I'll be back after I've hated. So with the hatred, we now have this many hits. Hitting wounded on 3s.
Oh, that's not good.
Ooh, followed by Finopus.
Okay, take 3 wins.
Okay, and here comes the hammers.
1 miss.
1 miss.
And then 2s. 3s. 4, brutal 2.
4 at brutal 2. So we can go straight into these.
1 dead.
Survived.
2 dead.
2 dead.
Oh no!
I wish I'd not thrown my dice around. He's alright. 2 die. And here we go.
Gilliman
Big
has
bad
decided to
Bobby.
take out the Leviathan, hitting on 3s.
He's going for it.
It's mastercrafted. Well, that's not good.
50-50.
But that is 8 saves.
8 saves. What could possibly go wrong? 2, 4, 6, 7. 1 more.
Fail them all like last time.
No.
Take 5. He's still alive.
Still alive just, aren't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
4.
5.
5? That's 4, mate.
So 5 up.
Oh, he's not got a 4 up invuln, has he?
No.
4 up invuln, mate.
Yeah.
I'm having a 4 up invuln.
Cheating as usual.
So at the end of that combat there, it's just a big draw with everybody being angry and fearless and tied up in combat. I think the levy's still tied up. That's fine. Yeah, we're all still in there. Brilliant. Over to Ultramarines turn 2. How is it turn 2, Sam? Everything's dead, mate. Like there's just loads of burning. So you've got so much stuff still down here. It's like, oh look, a vehicle on fire. Singular. I'm like, oh no, on fire, just like blazing. That one blew up properly. Yeah, we're all still here, but there's not.
Flank's not too bad.
It's not too bad. Yeah, like anywhere there's a rhino, there's still 10 tacticals in it with kit, and my tacticals have all got chain axes as well. So they're like, they might do something like standing on objective.
Right, the Ultramarines are on S-Bandor. They're pushing back the World Eaters this turn. We've been aggressive, we've moved up, we're going to clear out these Red Butchers. This Dreadnought's moving around to try a long charge. These Predators moved, they didn't get immobilised, and they've split off from the other immobilised Predator. We come around here, we're just lining up shots again. We've kind of ringed this wall because there's possibly a Khan-shaped problem inside there that we might have to deal with at some point.
Wall, haven't you?
Yeah. Invictaris. The Land Raiders pushed up, so third time lucky. We might have a fight here with Erebus. I've put the snipers regrouped. They're up here now. We've got some Vindicators moved up. These tacticals have stepped out to put a rain of fucking bolt shells into these rampages. The Loktara Storm Squad has pushed out to deal with the Gal Vorbak. And then, finally, we have just been shuffling around here. Some more Loktara Storms from the top of the buildings have jumped down to attack these rampages. And another Dreadnought has jumped out here to charge around the back. And then it's on to Ultramarines. Turn 2 shooting. Right. The Ultramarine shooting phase is over. They've continued the push after Angron has fallen in turn 1. The Javelin has died. One of the Predators and the Sakaran back there has both been shaken. Some Red Butchers have died. As we walk on by, there was a bike squad down there no more. Erebus unit has taken 2 las cannons to the face and 2 Terminators have died. The Assault Marines up here have been finished off. Some Gal Vorbak have taken a Vindicator to the face and lost 2. And then we have cleared up, amazingly, this whole Rampager squad with the Volkite team again. The Volkite are very good.
The Volkite are nasty.
At picking up Rampages especially. Yeah, we finished this Land Raider off. You know, it's been a good shooting phase for the Ultramarines, and they're about to push the World Eaters shit in some more by making some charges. Yeah, we'll get back to you at the end of the charge phase.
So the Ultramarines have made a few charges across the lines, and we're going to start the battle with Gilliman. Gilliman is having a go at the levy.
Correct. He's going to use his Gladius Incandor to try and finish him off before the Leviathan gets to strike.
Right, here we go.
Hitting you on 3s. It's master crafted. And then it will be 5s to wound, shred. 2.
2 wounds.
With a murderous strike.
2 wounds, murderous strikes us. So makes 1, takes 1.
It's D3 damage. You got 3 wounds. Can he one-shot the Leviathan? No.
No.
You're on 1.
Phew. Still alive. 1 wound left. Okay. Let's turn you down. So, at the end of the fight phase, the Leviathan ripped those last couple of Red Butchers to pieces. He just shredded them and is looking down towards the rest of the World Eaters lines. Erebus, who ended up in combat under here, managed to fend off the Ultramarine Terminators. However, he did lose a couple of his entourage. The battle in the middle is all locked up and ongoing.
Gal Vorbak did die.
Gal Vorbak did die, yes. We lost our Gal Vorbak. And then over here, the Rampagers and the Praetor lost combat but managed to escape, and they are running for it. Being chased by all sorts of Ultramarine badness. I think the word bearer, the World Eaters, may have pushed a little bit too hard here and may have overextended themselves into a very organised Ultramarine line. They are being pushed back on all fronts. But let's see what happens in turn 3. So, a frantic shooting phase for the World Eaters. We fired in at the Leviathan, leaving him on 1 wound remaining, struggling to find any more guns to finish him off. He returned fire and...
Right, we are back on Espandor after the Ultramarines shooting, and they have rolled their charges. So the Dreadnought charged up but just surged here. We had a lot of shooting. This Land Raider didn't blow up, but got wrecked, and the Red Butchers jumped out the side. We've had some charges with the jump dudes and some casualties from the getting hot. These autocannons have just been doing work up here, shooting away. These beasts got flamed, and then they've got charged. The flamers didn't do much, but now they're getting hit by my Praetor and the Invictaris. There is a Predator no longer there. The charges have been made up here. And then, really, the real damage was over here. So, the Flamers shot the first unit of Rampages with jump packs. It killed 2?
Killed 2. They popped their once per game reaction, so got them to feel no pain, and then they got to charge you.
And then, my Volkite team, with +1 to hit from the Ultramarines Rite of War ability, and then the Master of Signals, shot into Angron's unit and killed 8 Rampages.
Yes.
Which is kind of crazy. So that happened. We are in Retribution Strike for the Logos, so everything's got +1 weapon skill and -1 ballistic skill.
The grav gun left this grav here, didn't it?
Oh yeah, we did the grav plate here, so that's difficult and dangerous, and that's an immobilized Land Raider.
Yes.
So and that's
1 wound left.
but that's got some more Red Butchers in it, and there's still the bikes, and there's some Galvor back around this corner. These Rampages and Javelin, to be honest, this flank is relatively untouched for James and the World Eaters. Other than the Terminators made a charge into some jump pack guys here, because I have Fleet 2 up as army wide.
Yeah.
So, that is the charge phase, and we'll get back to you after the fight phase.
Finished off one of the Predators. The missile team up here shot down into the Flamer support squad, killed 5 of them. Round this side, we put the 2 Javelins into the Dreadnought that was coming round the back, and the Omega Sakaran managed to finish him off. When it exploded, he took out 2 of the remaining Assault Marines, finishing off that squad. I think that was us for shooting.
Yeah,
was there...
then he did some charges, right?
So then we've done the charge. Yeah, we've hit the charge phase. So the charges, we've got... Khan has rushed out of the building down here. His trap is sprung. He couldn't hold them back anymore. They've come rushing out, and they've gone into the Champion and the Despoiler squad. Over here, that's still an ongoing combat. Those Rampagers rallied, but are obviously unable to charge this turn. And for now, we are on to the combat. So we're going to start this combat with Gilliman into the Leviathan. You're using the sword.
The Gladius Incandor, I
That's
believe.
the one, yep.
Hitting on 3s. Mastercrafted though. 4 hits, and then 5s to wound. With Shred. 2 wings, please.
Okay, 2 wounds.
That's a dead Leviathan.
That is a dead Leviathan, and it blows up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, the Champion of the Ultramarines has issued a challenge, and of course Khan has accepted. Khan is in there with 9 attacks. 9 attacks on 3s. Re-rolls for nothing, no. So we get 6 hits, and then he's on for 3s with shred.
6s are murderous.
6s are murderous.
So take those 2 murderous. I've got 4 up in Vun because he's got an Argon pattern bulging shield.
Okay.
Which he makes both.
Oh no.
And then 4 more in Vuns, which are not murderous. You kill him.
Got him. Cuts him down. But we did fight at the same time.
We do.
So let's see what you can do.
I'm hitting you on 5s though, because you are Khan.
Khan!
Hit you once.
Uh-oh.
We've wounded you. You are fine.
I'm fine.
And my champion is dead.
Champion is out of there. The rampagers fought and wiped the unit out to a man, and the unit fought back and killed one rampager. So that was a nice little exchange there.
Right, you join us at the end of the Ultramarines movement phase of turn 3. They again have issued a retribution strike on these world eaters to clear them off Espandor. Everything has moved round, put a kill zone on Khan in multiple firing lines. They're right in the crossfire here. Then, as we move round, we have the Vindicator and the Land Raider. They are shooting through the gap into either the Predator or the Arcos this turn. And as we come round, we have some more shots from this Volkite team. You can see one of the javelins down at the back there. And then as we come round, we've had the Loctara Storm Squad move to try run down these rampagers. So we'll come back to you at the end of Ultramarines shooting phase. Right, on Espandor we are, and Khan is no longer on Espandor. He has been removed, teleported last minute to the to his flagship with with
Up on the Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, well, not the Vengeful Spirit. What's it called? With Lotara Saren.
Yeah, I know the name of the captain.
I just don't know the name of the ship, but he's on his ship. He's dead. Well, he's injured.
Removed as a casualty.
Yes. The Vindicator and the Land Raider took care of that Predator down there and the Sikaran. And as we move down, the missile team is still up because they're up there and I keep forgetting about them. And then as we come around, the Volkite team took out a Javelin. We pushed up here into here and we are going to make some charges into this Rampager squad. I think that's about it.
That's about your lot. Yeah. And so at the end of the combat phase for Ultramarines turn 3, the Praetor is left alone. They took out a good chunk of them, but they also lost a lot in return. The final remaining Red Butcher in the middle fell to Gilliman at initiative step like 7 or something, and he just cut him down. Does he get a wound back? Do you get it at the end of your turn?
End of my turn. No, he does not. He's still on 1 wound, but he's still standing, unlike Angron.
Still here. And then there was no... Erebus's fight, wasn't there?
Yes.
Erebus's fight is under there. Erebus is still alive, but he's on his own now, surrounded by enemies. So, we have been discussing this. We don't really need to discuss it. It's fairly clear that at the beginning of turn 4, this is a fairly horrific Ultramarine victory. There are burning vehicles across the lines. I've still got a lot of Tactical Marines. There's still 40 untouched Tactical Marines in Rhinos. It's about all I've got left. And the Ultramarines have got so much. All their troops are still here. Erebus, who is still tied in combat under here, slices the veil and just steps through into the warp, and away he goes. He's not sticking around. He thought this was going to be a good fight, and I think he jinxed it by turning up. Gilliman's down to 1 wound, so he needs to retreat to lick his wounds, but they've pushed all the Word Bearers and the World Eaters and the Word Bearer a little bit. They've pushed them out. They've got it back. And here on Espandor, this War of Lies is most definitely an Ultramarine victory. 100% there. There's just no bringing this back. Well, Sam, how did you find our first game at the New March of War HQ?
Well, there were no lies.
There were no lies. You absolutely pounded them.
Yeah.
Well,
we just testing out the terrain.
Testing everything out, yeah. I mean, it's so wicked. They're massive. I mean, Sam's a big guy, and this building's up to his shoulder. Yeah. It's like, we were just saying it's quite interesting. All these extra balconies and levels, and the fact that, I mean, it's 10 inches from the bottom of that doorway to the balcony in the middle, but then there's buildings above the balcony in the middle. So really interesting with the jump packs, wasn't it, this time? Because
not just a side to side, but up and down. You have that vertical
Some
fight
of
as
that
well.
vertical fight, having bolters that were out of range, even though the guys were not out of range, but not in rapid fire range, even though they were right up against the buildings, and being able to get your jump packs just up and out of the line of fire.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be something we'll be able to play to more as we get used to the tables. Some great alleyways down and through. Well, thank you very much all for joining us on our first little foray into creating a battle report here at March of War HQ. Do all that like, share, subscribe-y malarkey. I meant to have done all sorts of things like called out battle mats and things. I might even have done that and put a video and clip it in later if I think about it.
Just
but
go to marchofwar.co.uk.
There you go. He's done it. Wicked. Thank you very much, guys. Take it easy. Bye.